Alright. Grapefruit greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining me again today. Our recipe is Soba Noodle Salad with Sesame Lime Dressing. So soba means buckwheat in Japanese, and it is traditionally a dish that is served cold. So today we are making a salad. I think cold and salad together is a really good recipe for, pun intended, to beat this hot weather. So talking about the weather, we are in summer right now. That means that compared to winter and fall, we are going to see different produce at your local farmer's market. And what's really fun about today is that all of our ingredients, we got it from our local farmer's market. And I can see that some of the produce that are in season right now, we have squash, we have zucchini, some cucumber, and cabbage and carrots. So those are all of the ingredients that we are going to use in our recipe for today. So again, if you want to download our recipe, you can always take a look at our website, and that is foodliteracycenter.org. Okay, so let's get started. First, always remember, wash your hands. So I got my hands washed. We are ready to cook. And the next thing we need to do is gather all of our supplies and all of our ingredients. So I already have all my ingredients here set out, and I also have my supplies that I need to cook my salad here as well. And a really great way to make sure that you have everything you need is looking at the recipe and also the supply list, which is also available at our website. Okay, so my first ingredient, it is asking for soba noodles, our noodles, and I already have that made ready to go. I boiled it. It's actually really fast. It took me about 4 to 5 minutes to boil it. And this step, adults, I do need you to supervise it. However, kids, you can also help out as well. So adult, just boil the water and pour in the noodles, and kiddos, you can help stir it up. And again, it's really fast. It only takes about 4 to 5 minutes, so you can help stir it a little bit. Not too much, because you don't want to break the noodles, okay? You still want it long, as a long strand noodle, because you're gonna do more stuff with it later as well. So I have my noodles ready to go. I also have a bowl here. This is gonna be my mixing bowl. So as soon as I am done with one ingredient, I'm just gonna throw it in there and keep on going with the next, okay? So my next ingredient is, it's calling for seasonal vegetable. So that means that whatever season you are in, summer or winter, we're in summer now, you should be looking for some vegetables that are in season so that it will taste really fresh with your noodle, with your salad. Okay, so what I've got from the farmer's market is I got some squash. So we're gonna go ahead and chop our squash. And it says cut into small pieces. So that means you can do it however you like. I'm gonna show you a couple of different ways of that you can do it. So generally, if I was to make a noodle salad, I would want it the size like my noodles. So I want it a little bit long. So that means I'm gonna cut my squash vertically this way. And don't forget to use your claw and your tunnel. Right now, if I'm gonna cut it vertically, I'm gonna use my tunnel. And what I'm gonna do next is lay this flat and use my claw and just gently slant my knife so that I can get really thin pieces, just like that. And you see how some of these pieces are a little wide? If I want it to be a little bit smaller, what I would do is I would stack them on top of each other like that. And now I'm gonna use my claw again to hold this edge and then cut them into small, thin, long pieces like that, so that I have that. However, if you don't have a knife, or kids, if you're using a butter knife or a plastic knife, which it definitely works for squash and zucchini as well because they are pretty soft. You can also do this as well. I'll just cut this whole thing in half. And it doesn't, again, if it's too difficult to do the vertical way, you can also do a different kind of small piece, which we'll just do this. And it could be a square, a triangle, a cube, any way you like it. And we need about 1 cup of this. Again, more or less, up to whatever you like. If you want a lot of squash and a lot of zucchini, you keep on cutting them, okay? And if kiddos, if you cannot chop, you can always help us measure. So I'm gonna need about 1 cup of this. It looks like 1 cup, but let's measure it out. Oh, a little less, Maybe I'll just finish chopping this zucchini right here. Let's use that up. Bam, bam, bam. Awesome. Okay, I have my 1 cup, and I'm gonna throw that into my mixing bowl. First thing. Okay, our next thing is our cucumber. Similar, it has the same shape to our squash, so I'm gonna cut it in a similar way. In whichever way that is easiest for you. Okay. And I want that in half. And I think right now it's a little easier for me to actually do this, so I'm gonna do this. Smells really good. I'm really glad it is the season for cucumber because I love cucumber. I feel like it just goes really well with any salad. So if I was making this at home, I would use a lot of cucumber. But for now, I think that's about a cup. So now we're gonna take that, put it in our bowl. Our next ingredient is green onion. So I love green onion, but I think in a salad it has a really strong taste for me. So I'm actually gonna use less green onion in my salad. And we want it small pieces. Small pieces, easy bites. Okay. Okay, I think that looks really good. We're also going to use our knife to help us transfer this over. And our next ingredient is some cilantro. I love cilantro, so I'm going to use a lot of cilantro. See if I can get it out. Okay, there we go. And a way to chop cilantro really fast is if you just bend everything into a tiny bundle, you can get through a lot at a short amount of time. There you go. Cilantro. And then I have carrots, so now I'm gonna grate my carrots. Take a look at this. Look at this cute little carrot. It's so perfect, and I bet it's gonna taste so good. So this part, kiddos, I believe you could do it, but have an adult supervise because there's not really any plastic grater out there that works, so you're gonna need some supervising. Okay, how does that look? And again, if you want carrots, a big bite of carrot, maybe you could just chop it. You could just chop it using a knife. But if you want it soft and small pieces, really tiny pieces, then it's best to shred it or grate it like this. Okay, look at that. Beautiful, beautiful. More colors to our salad. So we have our carrot and now we have our cabbage. It is calling for half a head, but I feel like that is still a lot. So now I'm gonna have this half of this cabbage. And adult cabbage are really hard to cut through, so you also should help out with this part. But once you get it a little bit tinier, kiddos, I think you can help out. You can do this. If you have a shredder or peeler, it makes it really easy to shred your cabbage. But if you don't, like me, and you just have a knife, it's not really hard to do it. So just remember to use your claw, hold on tight, make sure the bottom is lay flat so that it doesn't roll around. And you're gonna tilt your knife a little bit, and you slowly slice off the edge. And it comes off into nice little pieces. Just like that. Beautiful. And we need about, I think, a recipe called for 2 cup or a cup. But I think that is plenty of cabbage for me. Now I'm gonna take all of that, throw it into my bowl, and I believe that is all of the produce that we need to chop. So now I'm gonna bring in my bowl and I'm gonna add my noodles in here. And our last ingredient is our dressing. So it calls for a cup. I think I have about a cup right here. I have some of the ingredients that I use for my dressing to show right here. And again, when you pour in your dressing, you want to go in a circle so that it spreads out as much as it can already, and that will be less work on you to toss your salad. So again, use a tongue, makes it easy. Grab a piece, take it to the other side of the bowl, grab another piece, and take it to the other side of the bowl. And you want to do this really lightly because you don't want to break your noodles too much. Like I said, I still want my noodles to be a full noodle, so I'm gonna do this really lightly so that I don't break my noodles. And how do you know when it's ready? When you can see that the dressing is all over every ingredient and all of the different colors of your veggies are spread around your bowl. So I don't see enough yellow from the squash, and I don't see enough orange yet, so that means they are all at the bottom. So I'm gonna grab some at the bottom, take them up, put them up. I see some cucumber, but they're not spread out, so I'm gonna take some of that and then spread it over here. And I think it's ready. It smells really good. Where's my bowl? My bowl is right here. Okay, now we're gonna get some for ourselves. Alright. Okay, let's try it. It smells really good. Take a tiny little bite. That is so good. We put extra lime juice into our dressing, and I love the sourness. So again, anything you want more of, just add a little more of it to it. But that is all for today. We made soba noodle salad with our sesame lime dressing. Good job, kiddos, you did it. Don't forget to check out your local farmer's market. It's a really great way to find out what is in season right now, what is fresh, what is good, what is cheap. And also don't forget to check out the market match program. It will help you out with your dollars if you have EBT. So go to your local farmer's market. Thank you again for cooking with us today, and I hope you have a peachy day. Bye.